19 years. That number is not a coincidence. It is a calculation no one has explained to you. You have been told a small figure retreated to a swamp because he was defeated. You accepted that. You accepted it because it was the only version offered. It was not the only version. The version you were given is missing one element. That element changes everything you think you know. He was not hiding. He was working. That distinction contains the entire truth. 900 years of developing one capacity above all others. The capacity to read time itself.
Not to predict, not to forecast, to feel where events are building pressure beneath the surface.
900 years of that practice. And you are asked to believe he chose a swamp because he gave up.
That is not a coherent story. 900 years of reading time does not end in surrender.
Here is what was happening in the swamp. He was doing the only thing that could be done. He was holding a position, not a physical position, a position in the Force itself. A kind of sustained presence that requires absolute stillness and absolute isolation to maintain. If you move, the signal breaks. If you engage with the world of events, the signal breaks. You have to go somewhere where there is nothing to disturb it. That is why the swamp.
Somewhere the planet itself is alive enough to amplify the signal you are trying to hold.
Somewhere water moves and grows and breathes. Somewhere you can listen without civilization drowning what you need to hear. He was listening for the moment, not a moment he could manufacture, not one he could accelerate. False resolution. Now you know why the swamp.
The moment was going to arrive on its own schedule, in the body of a boy on a desert planet.
Yoda had read it in the Force, the way you read a map, in reverse from the destination.
Starting from the destination and working backward to understand what path leads there.
The destination was a specific confrontation. The confrontation required a specific quality in one person.
That quality could not be manufactured in a temple. It could not be produced by instruction alone.
It had to be grown in someone tested past their breaking point, and who survived it. So Yoda waited in the swamp, not the way defeated people wait, the way architects wait. The city planet and the Zenate fell. He did not follow them into that falling. He stepped sideways.
You do not rush concrete. You do not add heat or pressure. You wait. The material requires time. That boy on the desert planet was the concrete. The waiting was not absence. It was the condition.
The material required time to become strong enough to carry the load that was coming.
And there was a second calculation, the swamp itself. He chose it with precision.
Every master of that discipline understands the Force does not flow equally through all environments.
A swamp planet is not a punishment. A swamp planet is an amplifier. He understood this. The constant cycling of life and death through the water and the roots creates something no temple can.
A density of living Force energy that no constructed surface or polished floor can ever replicate.
He chose the most powerful listening station available to him. Then he sat in it for 19 years. Not physically, not in the way a sparring chamber measures. Stronger in the dimension that matters. He had stopped the fight in the Senate building. He had made a choice to let his opponent survive. The fight he stopped, the moment he walked away from. That choice was not weakness. That choice was recognition. The moment had not arrived yet.
Forcing the moment would have destroyed the outcome. The concrete was not yet cured. He knew this.
He waited for the boy to arrive because he needed the boy to need him. That is the final calculation.
A teacher who seeks a student selects a student. A teacher who waits receives something different entirely.
The boy arrived in the swamp having lost everything. That specific state was what Yoda had waited to receive.
Having learned that what he thought was his strength was not enough. He had discovered his limits.
Having discovered he needed something he could not find on his own. That state is the key.
Yoda sat in a swamp for 19 years to be in the right place at the right moment to receive one person in the right state.
That is not exile. That is the most sophisticated pedagogical strategy in 900 years of practice.
Every hour in the swamp was a choice. Every choice was deliberate. Every choice was aimed at one outcome.
One outcome with one person in one moment Yoda had read in the Force, long before either arrived at the coordinates.
The swamp was not where he went to disappear. It was where he went to finish the work.
Think about what that means. The work was not teaching. The work was becoming the right receiver for one person.
The Force had shown Yoda the shape of the outcome. He trusted that shape completely. 19 years.
What does it take to wait 19 years for one person in one moment? That quality of patience is the answer. The official record says exile. The Force says deployment. The difference is the entire story.
Every master strategist looks like they are doing nothing. Yoda was doing everything. 19 years of everything.
And when the boy finally arrived, exhausted and needing and broken open by his failures, Yoda was ready. Ready in a way you can only be ready after 19 years of preparation aimed at exactly this.
The boy left the desert. He had run out of answers there. He traveled toward the swamp without knowing why.
The Force had been pulling him there, through every failure, through every dead end, toward the swamp.
Toward the only living Jedi Master who understood exactly what that level of need meant and what to do with it.
900 years teaches you to recognize the arrival of exactly the need you have been waiting to meet. And when the boy arrived in that swamp, Yoda recognized immediately. The concrete had cured. The load could now be applied. What he taught in that swamp was not technique. It was not skills. It was a transmission about the nature of the Force itself.
A transmission only possible from the most powerful listening station available. He had built it by sitting in it for 19 years.
The swamp was not his refuge. The swamp was his transmitter. He saturated himself in its signal for 19 years.
The Empire controlled every city planet. It did not control the swamp. He chose correctly what to step away from.
The Empire's instruments cannot measure the Force. They could not find him by the thing he was actually doing. They could find him by his physical location. They could not find the work he was doing there, the invisibility of... This is what 900 years of wisdom looks like when it is deployed. It looks like nothing. It is everything.
The warships swept the galaxy looking for Jedi Masters. They were looking in the wrong dimension entirely.
Yoda was not looking for physical safety in the swamp. He was looking for Force density and isolation. He found both.
The swamp amplified exactly what he needed amplified. He did not choose it by default. He chose it precisely.
Consider what he gave up to be there. Consider what he was protecting by giving it up. The Force itself.
He set aside the instrument of the fight. He picked up the instrument of the outcome. 19 years of patience.
What the Empire saw was a defeated master retreating. What the Force saw was its most experienced practitioner holding position.
One of these two perceptions was accurate, and the accurate one did not belong to the Empire.
The Force does not make mistakes about who it is deploying and to what purpose. Yoda understood this. He understood it completely day. The trust in the Force's deployment of him. He trusted the assignments. And when the moment arrived, he responded with everything those 19 years had built inside him. The boy received something in that swamp that he could not have received anywhere else in the galaxy, from anyone else alive. The pedagogy.
900 years of practice, arriving in the body of one small figure who had chosen to wait for exactly this boy.
That is the full picture. That is what the exile actually was, when you have all the information.
Not a defeated master in a swamp, a master deployed to the most powerful Forcey listening station on the planet.
For exactly 19 years, until the concrete cured and the boy arrived and the load could finally be applied.
That 19 is not the number of years Yoda waited. It is the number of years he worked. Every single day of it was work.
And when the work was done, the boy left the swamp, carrying something no Empire instrument could detect or destroy.
He carried the understanding that the Force is not a tool. The Force is the intelligence that uses those who are willing to be used by it.
Yoda allowed himself to be used. He went where the Force needed him. He stayed until the Force released him.
That is the truth about the swamp. That is what no one who called it exile ever understood.
The swamp was his post. The wetland was his instrument. 19 years was his commitment to the outcome.
900 years of wisdom deployed in the most powerful listening station, available for exactly as long as the outcome required.
And when you hear the word exile again, you will know what word it is replacing. Deployment. Strategic patience.
The bioluminescent organisms in that swamp understood more than the Empire did. They lived in the density that sustained him.
And what they sustained was the Force's most experienced practitioner, holding position in the most powerful amplifier available.
That is why the swamp. That is the truth no one tells. And now you cannot hear exile without hearing what it actually means.
Every choice, every day, every hour in that swamp was work aimed at one person arriving in one specific state.
19 years. That number is a calculation. And the calculation was correct. The outcome confirms it.
He went to the swamp to finish the work. He finished it. The Force knew before he arrived what would be required of him. He knew what it would be required of him. And he gave every one of those 19 years willingly and completely to the giving of it. That is what the exile was. That is what the swamp was. That is the truth no one tells. Now you know it.
19 years. One calculation. The swamp was never a place of exile. It was where the work happened. It still is.